camera A. Rolling audio.
Oh, God, I thought you were really starting that way. I was hoping so.
I was making sure we're good to go.
We're good to go.
We're good to go.
Let's go.
And we're live. Just like that. Hello, everybody, and I'm extremely excited today to be joined by two of my favorite individuals that I have the pleasure of working with on a consistent basis. Co-founder Meredith Ellison and the longest title in all of Quility, Senior Director of Corporate Wellbeing and Community Outreach, Whit Zeh. I nailed it. Had to take a note on that one.
You did.
So excited to be joined by both of you today, and it's an honor to have you both. So let's start off real quick. We always want to come in with a little bit of a game to get everybody comfortable.
No, I'm real nervous.
Let everybody out there know a little bit about who you all are. So we're going to play today. It's called Would You Rather?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like how uncomfortable you look
I am
as soon
physically
as I
uncomfortable.
said that.
I am. I don't like, you know me,
Well,
I'm not a huge game person.
We were
anyway.
going to do Truth or Dare, and I thought, well, you know, Would You Rather might be even better.
Sure.
Just to keep it going.
I'm ready.
So we'll start with you, Meredith. Put you on the spot.
Okay.
Would you rather be stuck in traffic, but find the perfect parking spot, or never hit traffic, but it always take you forever to park?
This is a really good question.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're going to get better.
I know what I want to say, but I'm going to try to be really honest that I'm going to want the good parking spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna be
Brandon
right
and I
up
kind of
front?
argue about this a lot because he like parks away and I'm like, why would you not go there? And he's like, you just walk 6 miles.
Right?
Why do you care to walk across the parking lot? Like, I don't know. It just feels like I want to be close.
That's fair.
So
That's
anyway,
fair.
that's how I answer that one.
I think for me, I'm with you. I do want to have that prime parking spot up front, but that traffic on the way to get there, I'm afraid by the time I get in that spot, I would be
You're already out of
intolerable
your
already. So.
And I understand that.
But I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Whit, would you rather go back to kindergarten and know everything that you know right now, or would you rather know now everything that your future self will learn?
Oh,
That one gets deep.
That's deep.
that went real deep, real fast.
I think I would go back to kindergarten because I don't think you're not guaranteed to know the next day, right? Or how long we have. So yeah, you could go forward X amount of time, but I have 43 years of some pretty good stuff I think I could go back on.
I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah. And they say everything you ever need to know you learn in kindergarten.
Right?
Ah.
So I don't know how that
Don't you
affects the
accomplish
answers, but
70% of what you learn in life by the time you're age 6 or something? There's a
that
stat like
explains
that.
a lot.
Yes. Just think about how much time I could have saved on those hours I spent trying to beat Mario Brothers. And I already know how to do the up, up, down, down, left, right, PA start. So save a lot of time right there. Back to you, Meredith. Would you rather, and I probably know this about you, be forced to sing along to every song you hear, or you must dance to every song that is played?
I mean, if I would love to sing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm really asking for. I'm trying so hard in this life to do really good. So next one I can come back to sing really well.
Yeah.
For my friend's sake, too.
Yeah. No, you're a beautiful singer and somebody that is the life of the party when we get around a campfire. You and
Thank
Whit
you.
both. So, Whit,
Yeah.
the ability to talk to animals
Yeah, that's it.
or speak every language.
Yeah. You had me at animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like maybe I already can do that.
It's just like, maybe you can do the other languages.
Right.
Since you already know how to talk
Right.
to
I already
animals.
know how to talk to animals. So.
That's pretty good. I felt you would have gone that way. Whit has a tremendous love for all creatures,
She does.
me included, which is very kind of her. But back to you. So, Meredith, would you rather get a paper cut every time you turn a page of a book? Or bite your tongue every time you eat?
Oh gosh.
Well, I'll go paper cut.
That's
I
good.
do hate both.
Yeah.
They're both not fun.
Yeah, I'll stick with paper cut.
But you love to read. You love to
I know, but you got Audible
listen
now.
to your
Right.
podcast now.
Yeah.
It's like yesterday I went to the eye doctor and he's like, I'm going to put you these, but it could lose your up front. I was like, well, I don't really read a lot of this anymore. I listen to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Your form, I think that you do a lot of your further education, and the way you continue to work on yourself seems like podcast and high.
Podcasts. Because then you can walk and listen
Yeah.
and multitask.
Right.
Meredith's greatest gift, multitasking.
Multitasking. I don't know though, Whit.
Some
I
people
saw
call it ADD
recently
these days. I
some
call it multitasking.
video footage
Oh goodness, where's this
of
going?
you riding a bike
Ah, yes.
with a dog in a harness,
Yeah.
riding alongside you.
Yeah, she was on my back
On
in
her
my.
back.
She was in my baby carrier.
What what was this beautiful puppy saying to you while this was occurring, you think?
You're the coolest mom ever.
That's fair. That's
It was-
probably fair.
Both of ours best life,
Right.
living
Best
our
day,
best
yeah.
best day
Best
of our
day of
lives.
each of their lives.
We were both confident in that.
I like that. Well, this has been a lot of fun, and I've got a ton of more of these that we could go through, but I really
Let's
want to
just do that
share
for the call.
some of this Ripple model and so much excitement. Let's jump right into it. We're talking about the Ripple model today, and I'm curious, where did the idea come from? When did it start? And how did this all kind of come about?
Yeah, so it's been about 3 years or so, around early 2020 or a little before, and it really was developed out of these 3 previous platforms we had: Thrive, Connect, and Impact. Those platforms were really built on the people of this company, both the corporate side and the agent side. And, as we started to build Quility out, and we were trying to simplify things, and that was certainly a core value for Quility, was that simplicity piece. We saw the value in doing the same with those 3 platforms and being able to streamline them and have them kind of live under one umbrella, the Ripple model, and really hone in on a wholehearted culture model for this company.
Very good. I've got to ask. So you mentioned the 3 core platforms that Ripple model was kind of born from. Talk to us a little bit about those 3 programs, and in general, what are the topics they focus on?
Okay.
We can kind of tag team this. The first one is kind of personal growth and well-being. Just how are we taking care of ourselves? How are we feeding our own light to shine brighter? That's at the core of what that is. Our Women's Plus empowerment is just really highlighting women in our company and in our culture. It also is about really bringing the feminine to the forefront in our leadership. So whether you identify male or female, it's about really connecting with that feminine energy also to lead from that space. I think so many times as men or women, we feel like we have to over-identify with the masculine.
Right.
And what we're doing is, and hoping and encouraging, is we need both to really create the balance we need to see in our world. So... and then the third is our community outreach, and how we're wanting to make an impact in our communities. And that word is very broad. And we want people to have the freedom to identify what that means for them. But we believe for-profit companies have a responsibility and an amazing opportunity to kind of be the change we want to see in the world. And we just want to bring focus to that.
Yeah. So I think one of the coolest things for me being a part of the company has been to see the impact that we've been able to make on our surrounding communities, and not just our surrounding communities, but we've been in foreign countries as a company, going on some really cool opportunities for vacations and connection with the agents that we serve. And Whit, you've always found a way to make sure that we're leaving some sort of impact on wherever we go. So hate to put you on the spot or to name a favorite, but do you got a story or an event that that is most significant to you that you've been able to
Yeah.
orchestrate and help put on?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up about, how we're reaching various communities, even international, local, national, all, everywhere we can. And I think it's important for our corporate staff and our agents to be able to engage in these efforts with us. And so what I try to do is think of opportunities where we can do that, where we can all come together. And something that really stands out is our Life Happens sponsorship with a young lady named Michaela. She's a college student. And last year we were able to sponsor her and get a year of college paid for her. She only has, I think this is her last year left, so she doesn't have much more payments left, and she had some financial aid coming in, and so we were able to substantially help her. And what was so incredible about this was the relationship piece. And we really put that first, no matter what, in our community outreach. The relationship has to form. We can't just be writing checks and putting a stamp on a piece of paper that says, "Oh, we've done this. The company has done well," right? So we have to get to know these organizations, these people. They're people, right? And really understand what their needs are. And that's what happened with Michaela. And it was such a cool opportunity because the Life Happens sponsorship is for people who have lost family members and they that didn't have life insurance. So it was very just a great opportunity for our company and what we're doing. And we were able to involve the staff and the agents in that opportunity. And she's an incredible woman. And I think we were truly able to change her life. And I still have a relationship with her and continue to, and hope that it will go on for a long time.
It's so cool to see, and that certainly is one of my favorites. And rehabbing school buildings in other countries we've raised countless dollars for Make-A-Wish, and the impact we've been able to make on such a really cool organization to be partnered with, and how highly they think of all the work that you do with them is just truly special. It's awesome to see how our agents rally to the events that you're putting on, and how they show up and understand that all the financial success they might be experiencing in their business, that the true happiness in life is when you see the impact and the residual effects and impact that you can make on this world once your time is even gone. So it's really cool to see. And Meredith, I'll ask you, one of the things that I've been most impressed with about you, and from your role as a founder of the company, and I don't know if you'll remember this, but you talked to everybody one day on a call about we have big goals at Quility. We've got a very clear vision of where we want to be in the next 12 months, the next 2 years, the next 5 years. We've even got a plan for the next 10 years. And you were speaking to a large audience about what you're excited about to see once Quility becomes this potentially multi-billion-dollar company. It's not about the financial windfall that's seen from that, or the amount of agencies we have that will experience more money possibly than they had ever possibly dreamed about. But honestly, it's about the impact that a company can positively make on the world. And where does that drive come from, and where did that kind of create from?
Well, that's a great question. I'm glad I was able to speak to that, if that's what you heard, because at the end of the day, it's really all that matters. And so we can get sidetracked, and we can get focused on some things, the little things in life. But if we keep that big North Star of what kind of impact are we making, and how are we making decisions today that are creating a culture that will be here 100 years from now. And so, because one day we're all not going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this company will. And if we lay a good foundation of what it's truly about, then that is what will create the sustainability of it all. And so that's where I get fed. That's where I try to stay connected to. And I'm excited that it's not just me that has that ability, that anyone listening has this ability. Whether you're with us as the company or you're not, you are a part of creating an energy in our world that can be for the better. And why not use a platform like business to expand that? We all have our platforms, right? But this is just another opportunity to expand that.
And I want to share something. Meredith, that's really how she roped me into the company, was a similar conversation. We were sitting, and it was her house. It's now my house. We were sitting in these chairs, and I was a nonprofit, and that's what she and I talked about, was how this company, and this was, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, how this company, this platform, this business, you're going to be able to make such a larger impact. And I was of the mindset of, and for my whole adult career until then, was, nope, I've got to be in the nonprofit world, like in the trenches, struggling with these nonprofits in order to make an impact. And that was such a turning point in my life, to be able to see the true benefit of those for-profit companies and our responsibilities. And that, I mean, that same conversation is why I joined.
I mean, I think too, just to end that on the ripple, is, you know, what I really hope it can do is kind of change the framework and the mindset of how we see for-profit companies. We're not the only ones doing that. There are thousands of companies out here doing good work in the world. We just want to be a part of that. And we want to do our part in kind of changing the way companies contribute to the betterment of society.
That's it. So if I'm brand new to the company, or if I'm potentially just watching this for the first time and I'm considering making a career change and joining the company, what would be your vision or your hope that I could come in and take from the Ripple model?
Great question. I mean, I think first and foremost, we have to care for ourselves before we can care for others. And so, you know, if you look at that first, or one of the pillars, the personal growth and well-being, essentially, you kind of have to start there, right? And then these other pillars, with being able to then give back to others, however that looks for you, and then stepping into your own voice. You know, you have to start here in the heart, and start to really learn who you are in this business, and certainly outside of the business as well. And I think we talk a lot about that in this business, a lot about, you know, that personal growth. And I just think that's step one. And then really everything just seems to fall into place.
You hear it so often talked about within our culture that we're a personal development company that just happens to sell insurance, and it's so important that to know our primary responsibility is to go in and protect the lives of the clients that we see on any given day. It's also important to think about in sales, we encourage all of our agents to make sure that they have policies and they've taken care of themselves in much the same fashion, that you're only going to be able to do as much good to the world as you have within your own heart, and the energy that you have, and protecting that's so important. And something I learned quite a bit from both of you as well. And so I always bring it back to the simplest of quotes, which is, the goal with us is to become a big enough battery for other people to be able to plug into. And I think when you work with an environment like you girls have created, to where that's such a focus on a week in, week out basis, what are you doing to grow yourself so that you make sure you are that person that someone else might need at some point down the road? So I really appreciate that work. And if we want to get involved with the Ripple model, if I want to be able to follow your content, get plugged in, what are some of the ways I can do that?
Well, you can follow us on social.
Yeah.
We have a newsletter that is being announced or is being sent out quarterly. Also we love to be on conference calls. We love to talk to our people. That's a great way for us to be able to connect, which is a huge part of what fills our buckets. So contact us through ripple@quility.com is our email address. Anything I'm leaving out?
IG Lives.
Yes.
Definitely on Instagram. When you follow us, you can see a lot of storytelling and interviewing agents, staff, community members on how they're making ripples in the world.
Such a great way to be able to plug in, and not only for self-development, and again, you can find it on Instagram, you can find it on Facebook, but it's a great way to show with people that might be interested in what we're doing here at Quility too, to let them know a little bit behind the scenes, because what you're noticing in all the data that comes in today, people are out there looking for different things in a career and in a culture with a company than maybe what folks were looking for even 5 years ago. And we continue to be overwhelmed with the growth of this organization just because people have heard and maybe experienced a little bit of the culture that we promote and foster around here. And so much of that is credited to the both of you. And one of my personal favorite things about this company is the authentic leadership that we all get to follow, and we get to try to mirror our careers and our daily lives about. And so I can't think of two more authentic human beings.
Thank you.
That we're very grateful that you stopped by and joined me today on the show, and appreciate that the leadership that you provide and all the impact and change that you're going to continue to make on this company and even outside the borders of this company. And so I look forward to see what you guys do in the future.
Thank you, Todd. This
Thanks
was
for having
fun.
us.
This was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us today for Todd Talks with co-founder Meredith Ellison and Senior Director of Corporate Wellbeing and Community Outreach, Whit Zeh. Thanks, everybody, for joining, and we'll see you all next month. You're on Instagram?
We are. We're on Instagram and Facebook.
Nice.
Yes, all the platforms.
All the
So,
Platforms?
at the Ripple Model
Okay.
is our Instagram, and help me with Facebook.
I don't know. I'm not on Facebook.
Karen! Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining Todd Talks. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button to follow future episodes. And also, if you would, give us a thumbs up or drop a comment and let us know what you think. Talk to you again next episode.